What is going on, y'all? It's your boy VeLL, and we're back with another Mobile Legends video, man. Now, this is one that I really did not want to do. I've been ignoring this comment for days, but y'all will not let up asking. So I gotta do the video because I do try to do the content that you all recommend. So we're going to be reacting to Dave's comments on the Philippines and the MPL and stuff like that, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Yeah, I've been ignoring the comment. I'll be honest about that. I've been staying away from drama. If you look at my channel, I have not been in it. I have not been talking about much of it at all. The last issue that I talked about was Braxy, and I was just really reacting to what was going on. But yeah, we're going to be listening to what's going on with Dave. I know a lot of people are upset and a lot of people have crazy opinions about this, so it's a sensitive topic right now. I do want to say, yeah, I'm not going to be doing content like this too frequently. I've been enjoying learning about the community, learning that, oh, it's a player like Dracula who exists. He plays Alucard and he's really good. It's a guy who plays Layla. It's a guy who plays Johnson that I haven't reacted to yet. I've heard the comments. I got you. But yeah, so it's so many different people and players who are interested in this community, and it's a lot of great parts to Mobile Legends. For so long, my channel was focused on the not so great sides of Mobile Legends. And now I feel like it's focused on the best sides of Mobile Legends, it's like it's kind of weird going back to a negative side of Mobile Legends when I've only been seeing good. Like for the longest, I got lost in doing, oh, this is bad, what's going on, what's the drama, what's the tea, what's the juice? And now it's like, oh, is it a new player I can watch? Is it somebody who's better? Like, is it somebody really, really good at doing something weird? Like, so it's a different mindset. So I just want to start off by saying we're not going to be staying on this type of content, but I do want to give you all what you all want. So make sure you drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get into it, man.
Yo guys, how is everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave, and welcome to another episode of MPL Breakdown, #Dave Talk. Today we're going to talk about MPL, Mobile Legends Professional League Philippines main qualifier event. And we actually have my good friend Doggie's team participating. And in the end, they actually end up getting out of the group stage and go into the MPL. I think this is pretty exciting. I watched the entire qualifier, and I gotta say, Doggie, you lucky doggy.
Yo, shout out to Dogie, man. Congratulations on your team making it. I know you've been putting in a lot of work. Dogie has been doing big things for the community. He's been doing it for a while. He came in this community, he took over, and yeah, he honestly deserves it. He's constantly been putting in that work. He's been taking the steps needed to get to where he has to go. He's worked with multiple different teams, and he's consistently been doing what he's doing. So shout out to Dogie, man. I gotta get a man his props where it's due. Gotta pay respect.
Okay, I think this entire qualifier is more of a clown show, to be honest. I think a lot of teams, they shouldn't be qualified. I feel like North American teams at this point could have actually pulled off a real fight in Mobile Legends.
That's that's kind of disrespectful. Okay, so listen, I'm a troll. When I talk trash in my streams, if you've come to one of my streams and heard me talking trash, something like that, I do it for fun. It's not even actually how I feel whatsoever. You want to know the truth? I don't feel like North America should be mentioned in conversations where it's talking about serious competitive things. The MPL, from what I have seen, the players are on a whole nother level than they used to be. There was a point in time where I considered the MPL players not very good, but people have improved. You're seeing different strategies. You're seeing different use of heroes, non-meta picks. Well, heroes that people would consider non-meta actually being used and being used well. You're seeing so many different things. These are the elements of a true competitive esport. And I think Mobile Legends has that now at the highest level. I don't think you can really mention North America. That's mad disrespectful. Especially because people will openly say I'm not the best player in the world. Yet, I play against 5-man teams of top globals. I come in by myself and I can take them on by myself. Me by myself who don't play the game. I'm never really focused on getting better or anything like that. Yet these guys will grind out 3,000 stars, come across me, and they only win because my whole team goes bronze. How are you comparing that to pro players? It's like, because I actually play against these guys in ranked sometimes, it's like, I know it's not that, like, there's no way I'm coming across RRQ and I'm coming across any of these Philippines teams and me by myself, I'm dominating them. It's not happening. It's never happening. I probably couldn't dominate one player, let's be honest. But let's see what he has to say. But that was mad disrespectful, so. And also, I do want to say, Dave is a coach, so he's built his name and reputation off of speaking about the facts, like educating on the game. He's an analyst. He's being basically, you have to be correct when you're hosting tournaments. You're doing all these things to be a professional. That's a very unprofessional statement. That's some type of stuff that I would say when I'm trolling. This is very unprofessional for somebody who's built their career trying to be this professional esports analyst type of guy. It's kind of weird. You got to come with strong facts if you're going to be saying things like this. And even still, if you're going to be saying things like this is definitely not the way to say it when you're trying to be professional. If it's something that I would say, you probably shouldn't say it. Let's be honest.
Professional League PH, right, with you guys. Before you guys trash talk, I want you guys to watch the entire video and hear me out. I want to first quickly talk about the overall sensation that I got after watching 2 full days of MPL Philly. If you watch MPL Indonesia qualifier, where Team RQ, I was talking about how RQ was able to dominate the Indonesia qualifier because, guys, they are the only team who pick initiators, who pick certain amount of quad control heroes like Loi, like Valir, like Farsa, consistently. They don't have to go show off their skills on picking someone like Eudora. They don't troll like that. Okay, they don't pick Alucard, they don't pick Dairoth. They pick heroes that is in the meta, where you go to MPL-PH. I watched the entire 2 days, 9 hours per day. I watched all of them. And I figured a lot of teams actually pick Dairoth when there are tons of other fighters available. When Jawhead available, when all the other heroes available, they will pick Dairoth. For what?
But, I mean, as a coach, you should be educated. There was a point in time where what wasn't Burmese Ghouls the first ones to bring out the Jawhead pick, and that's when Jawhead became meta, because Jawhead would have been considered a troll pick until he wasn't. What you have to understand is this meta is ever changing. It's teams coming up doing these new weird things. They're introducing these weird things in tournaments. Remember when Bryn Esports introduced Hylos? Remember when Nana was introduced? Remember when Bryn Esports introduced Estes? Remember at all these different points in Mobile Legends history where some weird hero off-lane Uranus. What? Who thinks of it? Like, these pro players are sitting here thinking of these things, getting inspired, seeing these things, and trying these different combinations out. Like, how do you think that these guys are going to learn what can actually be meta? Like, basically, in North America, everyone picks the exact same heroes. Everyone just picks the heroes that's viewed as the strongest. And it's okay to get away with that in North America because there's no skill really involved. It just comes down to straight mechanics. You get a bunch of overpowered heroes, you out-mechanic the team that you're going against, and you have more coordination because you're in Discord calls and stuff like that. It's not true. It's not much true skill in North America. And that's why you saw a big difference when Gosu was in M1. Then even back then, it's a big difference because these guys are training. They're training against the best players in the world. In North America, you're not going against good players really ever. That's why you see so many North American players who easily climb to the top of the leaderboard so fast. And I know that, yeah, they're decent players and stuff like that. They're talented for being able to do that. But in North America, the level of players that you go against is so easy to get to the top of the leaderboards because you're only going to go against bad players. So that's the truth about North America. You got to understand that some of the things that Dave says is going to come from a perspective of someone from North America. He's a known player in one of the worst countries skill-wise who plays Mobile Legends. Like, that's just the truth. The truth of the matter is he's in North America, even by a lot of North American players, a lot of the players that he even plays with himself, they consider him one of the worst players in North America. So I know that he has a lot of respect outside of North America, but what you got to understand is you can't really take everything he says as, okay, that's 100% truth, that's 100% fact. It's just not the case. He's not a high enough level player to speak on a lot of things that he speaks on. So, yeah, that's just the truth.
You know, I
feel like if a player is not from a country that actually is doing this, like for instance, you can trust somebody like Jimmick because he actually went to Indonesia, coached an Indonesia team, and helped them lead to victory. Like Evos lost after Jimmick was coaching them, but the next year that they won is the year that they made all the changes Jimmick suggested for them to make. And Evos then destroyed after they did everything Jimmick told them to do. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that at all. So, there's certain people in the community that you can trust their word when it comes down to really speaking facts about this type of stuff. But Dave is just speaking opinions, really. He just markets himself as more than that.
Professional league in PH have a lot of people that just want to show off. Look at us, we're gonna win with this hero. We're gonna win with Alucard, which is absolutely unprofessional because this is competitive. All right, it's not a show. If you want to get a show, tell the developers to adopt the all-round ban pick that we talked about, that we implemented in North America Open Season Championship, where you have the opportunity to show off on a competitive level. Before that, in this current game where you can...
And then, basically, you just told Mobile Legends, the official Mobile Legends, that they need to be doing what North America do, which is basically something that you created for yourself so you can help grow your brand. That's mad disrespectful. You disrespecting Moonton. You disrespecting the Filipino teams, talking about they trolling. Listen, if they're picking picks like Dyreth, if they're picking these weird picks, best believe they have a reason for it. They're not just coming here trying to participate in one of the biggest things in Mobile Legends and one of the biggest things in the world. They're not training, putting in all this practice and stuff like that so they can come out here and mess around. If they're choosing these picks, it's a reason for it. And you should understand the reasons behind these pro players' decisions more so than just trying to criticize them. Because like I said, you're supposed to be a coach. You're supposed to be the guy out here really doing your research, really educating and stuff like that. That's exactly why I jumped out of a lane where I criticized them a lot. And I just started watching, learning, and trying to understand what they were thinking. Like, that's what you have to do as a coach. You have to try to understand, not try to just compare them to a different country and say, oh, you're not as good as this country because this country is picking a certain way and you're not. It's like, no. Like, the best parts about a MOBA is that everybody thinks differently. I want to see different strategies.
Pick all heroes anytime you want. Why are you picking troll heroes? Let's start out with the first game. NXP versus BP. Both games, BP did not pick a single initiator. The only initiator hero they had was game 1 where they had a Gatal Kacha. And that's not really an initiator. That's what I call the epiphany of trolls. Alright? You basically just trolled. I mean, you simply cannot play a game when your team doesn't have a steady, a reliable source of initiation. That's basic of any MOBA. This is not your 5 versus 5 rank going against people who are 100 points, 200 points. This is not rank. This is competitive.
I mean, Mobile Legends is not a game all about initiating and fighting. Mobile Legends is a game about towers, first off. It's also a game about rotating. Mobile Legends in particular, it's about rotating, being able to rotate fast, being able to farm, lane management. Like, it's about way more than just initiating. It's a lot more to Mobile Legends than just trying to initiate and trying to fight. But I understand where Dave's thought process is because I play in North America. In North America, it's all about fighting. But what you have to understand when you're analyzing and looking at the other countries, it's deeper than that. So instead of studying North America, then telling your audience who's from a different country that they're doing it wrong, you need to think about the fact that you're from a country that's trash and don't really have players you can actually watch to study and stuff like that. So you need to be watching these players and trying to think what's going on in their mind. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I don't understand something. That's what you have to do as an analyst, as a coach. That's the only way you're going to get better. Trust me, I speak to Jimmick. I speak to Jimmick a good amount. And even though he has helped Evos, even though he has helped Dogie, he's helped so many top players in the team, he's always in his head thinking like, how can I be better? What can I do that's different? Is this meta? Why would they pick this? Why are they doing this? I have to understand this. Like me, when I see a pick, I'm like, oh snap, that's crazy. They actually using this hero? But when Jimmick sees it, it's like, I really need to understand why they're doing this. It seems like you have a personality more like me, where it's like, you're not really trying to figure out the deep and gritty as to why they're doing what they're doing. You can't go around calling yourself a coach and analyst if you're not going to put in the work that a coach and analyst would. If you're not going to do what Jimmick would do, you probably shouldn't have an opinion, to be completely honest. But yeah, you can't just chalk everything up to, they trolling. Like, no, it's something that you're not understanding, so educate yourself.
I can't believe that a team at this level would not pick a simple initiator. What is going on? Are you talking about North American team sucks? No, not after watching this. This professional league, at least the qualifier, got me cringe so hard. I watched this, I just don't know what I was watching. Let's quickly take a look at the game 2 Ben pick. The game.
At least I'm not the only one. I like the energy. This man is just disrespecting the crap out of y'all. Hey, this man is literally, he really going in right now. But to be completely honest, like I just said, it just comes from a place of being uneducated on the difference between your country and the other countries. It's just it's totally different settings. And he might aspire to be a coach. He might aspire to be at that level. But if that's the case, then he needs to like go to the Philippines or go to Indonesia where this scene actually is, so he can educate himself a little bit better on some of these topics. Because yeah,
Game 2 Ben pick. BP once again did not pick a single initiator. Guess who they had as their tank hero? They had Popo and Koopa. That's their main tank. They had Lilia as support. They have almost no call control. You have heroes like freaking Chow. You have heroes like freaking Lilia and Lancelot. Okay, all 3 heroes. Chow is a single target call control, maybe a knockup, a small AoE, and you got an export, right? No call control. You got a Popo and Koopa.
So Lilia counters Harith. Lilia is a good pick to try and stop Harith. And if you look, Lilia isn't doing terrible, to be honest. Then he talked about the Popo pick. Popo, I mean, it's just a different playstyle. The sustainability that they have from 2 fighters and Popo really does make a good sustained hero. If that's part of their strategy, if that's what they're working on and what they've made work and what they've seen success with, and they want to try it against a higher level team, then you can't really blame them. But some of these decisions that they're making is counterpicking, and they're playing within their own hero pool. Like if you don't play a certain hero, why would you force yourself to play something that you can't actually play? That's like saying, oh, Ling is in the meta, but everyone on your team sucks at playing Ling. But he's open and you have the opportunity to get him. He's the strongest hero right now. You got to get Ling. Like, no, that's absolutely stupid to do that because you have no experience playing Ling. So that means play what you all can play and work together as a team. Teamwork wins more so than heroes do. It's all about the teamwork and the decisions that you make with the heroes you use.
That's a single target quad control as well. I mean, what is going on? Meanwhile, look at Doggie's team. Doggie's team didn't do anything special. All they had was a Kufra. All they had was a Farsa. And guess what? Those are just basic meta heroes.
Honestly, that was disrespectful. But Doggie's team didn't do anything special. I highly doubt that that's a true statement, to be completely honest with you. No matter what heroes you use, if you're terrible, it doesn't matter that you're using the heroes. Like, get me and a bunch of other YouTubers from North America and put us up against NXP. If we give us the exact same team, we'd probably still get clapped. It does not matter the heroes when it comes down to the strategy and all the things deeper than that. So I feel like, yeah, it's just like they're doing something special. Look at how they're rotating. Are they pressuring buffs? Are they forcing the enemies into fights? Are they baiting the enemies? Are they playing safe? It's something that they're doing that stands out outside of just picking decent heroes. Yes, they might have a very, very good draft because that Dogie is very good at teaching teams how to draft, teaching teams how to rotate and stuff like that. But there is, I'm pretty sure, something more that they're doing.
They picked up. There was nothing special to their rotations. Is NXP's rotation just magical compared to BP? I do not think so. It's 1-3-1 basic. Everybody do the same thing. The only thing is, they pick heroes that's going to win in a freaking team fight.
Doing a 1-3-1 does not mean that everybody's going to do the same thing. It does not mean that everybody should have the same rotations because situations change. So your 1-3-1, the decisions you make while you're using that, it changes per situation, per game. How you rotate should change. But in North America, it doesn't have to change. You do the exact same rotation every single time, and it works against everybody because everybody sucks. At a higher level, it's not so much. You can't just do that.
Whereas their opponent, BP, pick heroes that make no sense. This is literally the composition I would get on my team when I play solo queue, ladies and gentlemen. And this is 5 vs 5 competitive. I don't know what's going on under scrims. I mean, what is Lilia gonna do in the middle of the team fight? Yes, early game is a little bit strong. Yes, they end up getting a first blood, I
Counter
think.
Harith.
But what is Lilia gonna do in a mid to late game team fight? Nothing.
Counter Harith.
Nothing. How is it gonna stop Farsa? Farsa outranged Lilia, and Helker can one-shot Lilia, right? Right? You have a Lancelot can one-shot Lila as well. You have a bunch of heroes that can one-shot your entire team. If Qualifer jumps on your team, what is Lila going to do to stop them? Nothing. I'm not going to talk about this game anymore. The first game, I think Dogie absolutely got a free ride. And let's quickly go into the next game where NXP taking on Team Chicks, CCCC. For the first game, CCCC Team Chicks did not pick a single support. They had Atlas, which is really good. They had Jawhead as a support. Basically, they had 2 melee heroes in mid. And what will happen with that is you're missing out poke. You're missing out a lot of crowd control. Yes, you have a really strong presence early on, but this will quickly fade away once enemy team outpoke you. And that's exact.
I definitely think that this team needed a little bit more poke, but also you got to understand that they had their own strategy going into this. If you look at the enemy's team comp, it looks like they all have the heroes that have to dive in and get close outside of Valir. Valir can kind of stay at a decent range, but everyone else on this team has to get close. You get close to this team, you have Atlas to group them all together. And the person who's not close, you have Jawhead who can dive straight at them and throw them in. Then you have Hayabusa who can push like you. Those 4 heroes, Xborg, Jawhead, Harith, and Atlas are sustainable enough to take a fight by themselves. And at that point in time, Hayabusa could be pushing. So that could be the play that they're going for. You don't know their strategy. You don't know why they're doing this. Like, that's a strategy that I see. It's just looking at it. Like, I don't know if that was what they were planning to do. But the way this team comp could be used for that. And if they felt like that's the best way to counter NXP, this could have been a great comp. And if this is all the heroes that they can play as well. So you don't know. You have to really analyze.
Exactly what happened to Team CCCC. Because NXP has Valir, which counters Jawhead, which counters Atlas, which counters Harith, right? They'll probably even counter Hayabusa if you push properly. The fact that you have so many options available and you end up picking a Jawhead first pick, it's just beyond me, right? Loi is available. Where's the common sense, right? Don't you guys watch MPL Indonesia? Why not pick Loi early on? This hero is probably the strongest. I'm not gonna say the second strongest. I'm gonna say probably the strongest support in the game. Bars none, no second best. Okay, and then you have Jawhead in.
There's when it comes down to supporting, it's really about how you play the hero and what type of support your team needs. The Lu Yi pick is so popular in North America and people use that so much because North America is all about aggression and attacking. So you can use the alt teleport and get to attacking things. But when you're playing in this type of setting, it's not just all about aggressive attacking. It seems like every criticism Dave's making in this video is just all about attacking something. It's more to Mobile Legends than that. You can't just base your whole ideology around how you play in North America, because North America just is not very good. I'm sorry.
Instead of a Loi, imagine you have Loi this game, right? I don't know why Loi is just not picked today at all by Team Chicks. Maybe this never played this hero. Maybe this hate this hero. I don't know. You know, maybe they never had success with this hero. Maybe the coach thought, okay, maybe my player hero put in support this hero. But it's not a hard hero though. Like, my viewers can play it, I can play it, and I don't play that many hours compared to the professional players in Philly. You guys can play it. Why not first pick Loi? I don't understand. This hero literally counter every single one on entire NXP's team. That support will single-handedly carry the entire game.
That's false, by the way. At pro level, when you're playing at pro level, there is no one hero counters all. It's the way these heroes are played. It's who's making the mistakes, who can bait. Even Valir. Valir is a hero that can counter a ton of heroes. But how you play him at the highest level in the world, all somebody has to do is wait out your skills, wait out your abilities, know your cooldowns, when you're going to get it back, and attack during that one opening if they're choosing to attack. Or they could just completely ignore you, bait out all your skills, then just roam and split push or something. Like, you don't know what strategy and what approach they're going for and things like that. So these heroes can be used in completely different ways. Like, I feel like he is really just trying to think of the best way to attack with heroes.
He would counter Kufra, he would counter Roger, he would almost counter Valir, who would almost certainly counter Thamus, right? Maybe you need some PO to protect against Helkert. That's about it. But they didn't pick it. Alright, let's continue to the next game. The second game, Team Chicks win it with their Jawhead once again, but this time what surprised me was the Chang'e pick. Why Chang'e? right? This hero is a rank hero. Okay, it's basically a rank hero that would be really popular in legend to low mythic rank. Okay, it's not something you abuse in a competitive scene. Chang'e is easily countered. If enemy team pick, for example, Boxia, if they pick Lolita, right? Why would you pick Chang'e? It makes no sense. It simply made no sense to me, and they end up doing it, and because of that, they lost the game heavily to NXP. And you know what, guys? When we moved to the very last game, where Team Chicks take on Team NXP, they did not learn from their mistake. They lost once with Chang'e Hyper Carry. They're like, this is not enough. I'm gonna do it again. Okay? So Team Chicks, when they met NXP again in a grand final for this qualifier, guess what they did? They decided to take out Chang'e yet again. Alright, because I don't know, maybe someone's a Loli fan, just absolutely love Loli characters, and they just decided to do it, and then they want to prove to the world that I'm gonna make Chang'e meta. Okay, I don't care.
I mean, it's not about making a hero meta. If this is part of their strategy, like I feel like I'm saying the same thing at this point. If this is part of their strategy, then they can make the pick work. The reason that, like for instance, if you completely switch teams and give each other's team, NXP would probably still win. If you completely switch teams, they would probably still win. And the reason being is that these guys would play the heroes different. They would rotate different. You would probably see all the nuanced differences in how they actually play these heroes that you can't see when you're just looking for someone to blame. You're looking for a hero to blame. You're like, oh, Chang is not the strongest, so I'm going to blame her for the loss. You can't really do that. Like that. If they have a strategy in mind, they had something that they were going for. Understand what that was before judging it.
Care. If Chang'e's revamped, I don't care. If it's Layla's revamped, I don't care. Okay, I'm the best player. I'm the king of the jungle. I'm the king of the building. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm just gonna take Chang'e and be useless this entire game because that's what I'm all about. I think that's exactly what Team Chick decided to do. Maybe they had success in Scrim, but once again, guys, strong or not strong, it's all relative. Chang'e is not a bad hero, like I said, in rank. In competitive scene, you could have picked a lot better heroes as your hyper carry. They did not do that. Chang'e hyper carry? It's just, why? And the very last game, the very last match, NXP going against Team CCCC. Once again, Team Chicks, with Velir available, with Loi available, they decided not to go with it. Okay, they decided to go with Kagura. I mean, I understand Kagura has a little bit more survivability in front of Selena. Maybe in front of Hellcurt. Sure, makes some sense. But still, understand, this game is all about early game. Kagura is useless early game. You're gonna lose turtle, you're gonna lose tower, and when the enemy team gets so farmed, it doesn't matter what you pick, okay? That's why Loi and Velir are so strong, because it's all about early game. Those heroes, Velir level 1 is insanely strong, Loi number 2 is insanely strong. And yet, they pick a Kagura who might be useful at level 4, but are completely useless before level 4. And they just want to do that to go against a Selena who obviously outpoked them, right? And it just didn't work. And the most important thing I saw this game is Team Chick's tank player do not know how to play Atlas. This entire game, guys, I've seen Atlas ulting the tank 4 or 5 times alone. He just ult this guy. He doesn't give a care in the world. He's like, I'm gonna kill this guy. And sure enough, after he ults Carmela will turn around and use the skill, and then Team NSP just clean up. It happens over and over again. And this Jester guy,
I mean, honestly, at this point, he's making some valid points. But I feel like the Kagura pick may not have been strong. The tank alting tanks the whole game may not have been a great decision. But I feel like it's super easy to sit back in hindsight and talk about these things. Even though at pro level, nah, you shouldn't be a tank alting tanks, bro. My homie from Fortnite who came from League of Legends, I got him on this game and he would never do that, to be honest. So I get, to a certain extent, some things are not excusable. And you should be held accountable for being a tank at this level, alting tanks. That just shouldn't happen. But at the same time, as a coach, you don't criticize, you teach, you educate. So explain what situation would have been a better situation for him to use his ultimate, more so than just saying, tank alt in the tank, that was stupid. Like that's the type of thing that I would say, just throwing out opinions. You're supposed to be giving out facts and criticism. You're a coach. Criticize properly. You're a coach. You're a professional. Be professional.
I just keep on doing it. He never, ever even attempted to ult the Bruno. Not even once, guys. Not even once. It got me so mad. I was like, this is a competitive level game. Is this really the competitive level game? Is this really Mobile Legends professional league in Philly? Come on, guys. Come on. Right? Where is their coach? Where is basic understanding of meta? Who is doing the studying? Who is watching MPL Indo? Learn from RQ, for God's sake, right? If you don't learn from RQ, play some ranked and experience the game yourself for a little bit.
That is very disrespectful. Learn from RRQ. First off, these are pro players. They need to learn from each other. And the Philippines and Indonesia, they've been kind of rivals and been going back and forth. It's like saying, you're like basically just saying the Philippines is not as good as Indonesia. Just go watch Indonesia and maybe you'll get good. That's basically what you just said. And that's mad disrespectful because I feel like Philippines has always brought a rivalry. Like Philippines, you don't just see them just getting dominated and stuff like that when they go against Indonesia. Like that's not what it is. Yes, there are things that both countries can learn from each other, which I'm sure they're doing. But yeah, just say you should be watching them, like learn from them, do what they're doing. Like that's a terrible strategy. Because if you do what they're doing, all it takes is one team to find a flaw in what it is that they're doing. Then you'll beat every team doing exactly what they're doing. This is why you don't copy. This is why you come up with your own strategies. You study and you analyze and come up with your own game plan and battle strategy. Don't just pick what another team picks. Don't just do what another team does. Because the second that team gets countered, you can't come up with something different. Now, if you're making your own strategies and something goes wrong, oh, I'm picking Chenga. That pick was useless because of this. Oh, I see that pick's useless. I'm just not going to pick this again. It's easier to fix what you're doing wrong when you're coming up with it yourself, or you have your own coach coming up with it. It's harder to fix a strategy you don't understand that you're just stealing from another country. So this is terrible coaching advice.
I almost feel like...
And I'm a troll. I'm not even a coach.
This is watching Mobile Legends developers playing this game. Okay, this is literally Moontongue developers playing the game for Team Chicks.
Bro.
I don't know what I was watching. Maybe mechanically they're good, but band draft. Oh gosh, my heart, man. My heart goes to poor North American, European teams who do not have the opportunity to go join this kind of competition. My heart goes to Team India, who doesn't even have opportunity to play the game anymore. And yet, this is professional league from Philly.
Hey, hold on. That's why you got likes on this video, low key. That's kind of funny. This man got likes on this video because he shouted out India. Bro, all them likes is from India people. Like, hey, he shouted us out. We do want to play the game though, even though you still saying some bullshit. But yo, I don't sleep, bro. My man's out here. Yeah, my man. I just feel like he coming from a place where he don't really understand, man.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I don't understand. Leave a comment down below.
At least he admitted it.
What do you think about this tournament? I think the qualifier is really a clown show. I really do think so. And I think Dogie got an absolute free ride for this qualification.
Disrespect.
Right? Now, I'm not saying their team is not good. I think their team is really good, really solid. Just going against, like, using this analogy. If NXP is Mythical Glory, I think their entire opponents are probably low mythics, right? Or lower than that. I don't know. Leave a comment once again down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you have any other input? With that, this is Assassin Dave, sighing on the side, signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Just for the thrill of it.
Bro, I don't know how he thought this was a good video. Like, he says, bro, this man just straight up just disrespected the Philippines and the whole video. And like, hey, you need to copy Indonesia. Like, this is a clown show. Y'all trolling. Y'all are a joke. Like, damn. Like, what are you talking about, my man? But, hey, like, I guess, bro. Like, honestly, like I said, man, I think that his opinions make sense in his head. He has his own reasonings for it. Like I said, he's conditioned to think North America-like. He's conditioned to think a certain way because he comes from an underdeveloped country when it comes to competitive and Mobile Legends. So, in reality, I think that there's nothing wrong with choosing picks, like different picks, trying to make different picks work, coming up with your own strategies. I think that is what competitive is truly about. Everyone does not have to have some type of dive attacking comp or something like that. Zone comps, things like that, split push comps, or like comps with different strategies. Your strategy that you think that your team is good at. Like, every team does not have to play like every other team. And I think that that's the biggest mistake that teams make. It's probably one of the reasons that Dave's team was not the best in North America. Because they can't, like, under coaching that's this closed-minded, you're not going to get very far. So, honestly, keep doing your thing. He probably made a few good points, like certain picks, certain things like that, but it just was not presented the right way. You have to say that more professional if you want to be a coach. Jimmick would never say some of the certain things. Like, he would never say it a certain way. And I keep going back to Jimmick because he needs more support. If you don't know who he is, it's Gemik. Gemik. That's how you spell it. Look him up on YouTube. He taught Just No Limit, Evos, all of them. He helped them out and helped them improve and stuff. And yeah, like, just go look him up. Look at how he carries himself. Look at some of his criticisms. He's criticized some of these same events. Listen at how he talks about it. And just compare. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. You're not going to be seeing videos like this from me again. That's pretty much it, man. Make sure you drop that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Give me your opinions down below. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, yo.
I don't know nobody, so don't ask for no favors. Don't ask for no paper, they leave when you losing. But they coming back later, promise they coming back later. I'm up now, she wanna